Hey, Santi, what you eating? What are you eating?
Nothing.
Santi! I am disappointed in you! Where'd you learn to snack like that?
I learned it from you, okay? I learned it from you.
What have I done? Hello, Internet! Welcome to Food Theory, the channel that's always easy to snack on. And today, friends, we're actually going to be having a serious discussion about exactly that, your snacking habits, or should I say our snacking habits? Because look, I get it. I am a dad of an energetic kid and I have myself theories to theorize. So my day, yeah, it gets pretty darn hectic pretty darn quickly, which means it's hard for me to reach for the right foods to eat, especially when you just got a big old bag of chips sitting there that is so easy and so tasty and just waiting to be crunched on.
Let me tell you, people are crunching and munching away. Snacking has become a massive part of our daily routines, with more than 90% of US adults eating one or more snacks on any given day. This accounts for almost a quarter of our total caloric intake, and unfortunately, most of what we're snacking on ain't exactly the best. The most popular snacks in the US are cookies, followed by chips, and then ice cream, which, while certainly delicious, skips out on the whole nutrition side of eating. In fact, eating between meals causes you to eat less during those bigger meals or just skip them entirely. This then leads many people to not get the nutrients that they need to keep going throughout a normal day. About a quarter of Americans skip meals entirely after snacking. And since most of that is cookies and chips, it's no wonder that people are feeling sluggish and irritable by the end of the workday.
So, we're setting out to upgrade your snacking habits today by making something that's just as easy to munch on as a bag of chips, with all the things that you need to keep yourself from getting hangry. We needed to start off with a strong foundation, a food that isn't only yummy and nutrient dense by itself, but can also bring out the best parts of whatever other ingredients we throw at it. That's why we decided to partner with today's sponsor, Love Macadamia, for the perfect ingredient for intelligent ingestion, the macadamia nut. We're gonna be diving in and I'm gonna show you my snack concoction that's sure to keep you full, energized, and nourished throughout the day without any sort of baking or cooking or really any of that stuff that you gotta mess around with in the kitchen. That's too hard. I need it easy, I need it fast, and I need it now. That is the essence of a snack. You are guaranteed to love this thing or your money back. Get out of here, Jason. Legally, I can't guarantee your money back, but I know that Jason's looming in on me right now. Get out. Okay, so with Jason safely out of the room, I won't leave you in suspense any longer. What we're making today is a no-bake macadamia snack ball. So even if you're culinarily challenged like I am, you can whip this thing up in the time that it takes to say, that's just a theory. What makes this snack ball so special, though, is that we've handpicked every ingredient to work well and emphasize the power of the macadamia nut. Together, allowing everything to reach their full potential. It's like a Dragon Ball Z attack, except it's all made of nuts. The nut ball! Big nuts, small nuts, I love all nuts. Salted, unsalted, bam, pop them in.
So you might be asking yourself, what makes this nut so fantastic? Simple. The answer is fat. Now, this might come as a surprise to you, but you're probably not getting enough fat in your diet. It's especially odd considering that in the average American diet, fat makes up 35% of the food that we intake. But you see, there are many different kinds of fats. Some of them are good, some are bad, and unsurprisingly, cookies do not have the good kind. The fats we eat can be broken into three main categories: unsaturated fats, saturated fats, and trans fats. Most processed foods we eat usually have high levels of saturated fats and trans fats, otherwise known as the bad kinds. Saturated fats are found in meat and dairy products. They're not the worst, but high levels can actually drive up your bad cholesterol levels, leading to health issues like heart disease. Trans fats, though, are the worst kind because not only are they hitting you with bad cholesterol, but then they kick you while you're down by lowering your good cholesterol. But even though we hear these terms tossed around all the time, what exactly does good cholesterol and bad cholesterol mean? Is one the mustache-twirling evil twin of the other, strapping innocent blood cells to the train tracks while the good cholesterol rides in on its horse to the rescue? No, but that would be very cool. It's gonna be going into my Osmosis Jones fanfic sequel. You see, cholesterol is a substance that helps your body make cell membranes, hormones, and even vitamin D. It and other fats are carried in your bloodstream as particles known as lipoproteins. When people talk about good cholesterol, they're usually talking about high-density lipoproteins, or HDLs, and bad cholesterol, which is low-density lipoproteins, or LDLs. Now, LDLs make up the bulk of your body's cholesterol, and when your body has too much, it gets gets stored in the walls of your blood vessels. That buildup is known as plaque, which is different from the kind that you're getting on your teeth, but causes just as many, if not worse, issues, including heart disease, stroke, and of course the obvious one, death. I don't know if I've ever heard the plaque on your teeth causing someone to die. HDLs, the good ones, help absorb some of the cholesterol in your blood and take it to the liver to get flushed out of the body. So you definitely want good levels to keep you healthy. How do you get good cholesterol in your diet? Well, from the third category I mentioned, the unsaturated fats. And our friend Macadamia over here is chock full of them, like chock full. 75% of this nut's weight is fat. 80% of that is monounsaturated fat, which means neither you nor your heart should be fearing these nuts. Another term that tends to get thrown around a lot are omega-3s, something that sounds like it should be a character fighting alongside the X-Men. In reality though, omega-3s are also falling into the unsaturated fat category, only these guys are polyunsaturated fats. That means that the molecule has multiple double carbon bonds as opposed to just the one that our monounsaturated fats have. At a very basic level, omega-3s function to be the starting point for your body to make hormones that regulate blood clotting, inflammation, and other functions relating to your blood and artery walls. They also bind to receptors in cells that can help regulate other functions, preventing heart diseases, strokes, even boosting brain health. So omega-3s are keeping your ticker ticking and your brain a-thinking. Now, your body can and does make monounsaturated fats, but fats like omega-3s, they actually have to be eaten in order to enter your body. So where can you find them? Well, things like fish, some plant-based foods like avocados, olives, nuts, or the star snack of our episode today, the macadamia nut. So we're not just shilling, we're also shelling. This nut is a truly fantastic choice. Also, grabbing a fistful of salmon while you're rushing out the door, not exactly the cleanest option. For our snack today, the fat also serves the purpose of giving us energy, namely in the form of calories. And not just empty, useless calories like you get from ice cream and chips, we need these calories to matter. And they do matter, friends. People are gravitating towards low-calorie, low-fat foods more and more, with the market expected to reach $24 billion by 2030. And they're seeing calories as this roadblock when it comes to buying and ordering food. But not all calories are created equally. Your body needs certain things like fats, proteins, carbohydrates to keep the lights on. You ever wonder why some days you feel sluggish, achy, or can't seem to focus on the work that you have to do? It might be because you're too low on calories, and specifically fats. But what you're feeling is hunger, so you mosey on over to your kitchen, grab some chips, and think you're set. But what you should be doing is reaching for a healthy source of calories like the macadamia nuts.
So we've got ourselves our foundation, and now it's time we build on it. Don't get me wrong here, macadamia nuts, they're great. Just grab and go, snack on it, no problem. But obviously, you know me.
I theorize.
I like to optimize. So how do we take this humble nut and elevate it to the next level? The goal is to make the most complete nutritious snack we can that's easy to take on the go. We got ourselves the fats, but now we need to add the vitamins and minerals that'll help our bodily functions, a sweetener of some sort, probably need to add some proteins and carbs to keep a balance of macronutrients, and a binding agent to keep it all together. So without any further ado, let's grab our ingredient and head on over to the pantry to see what else we've got in there that we can mix into this thing. Nailed it, one and done. So, pantry time.
Hey, Matt, how you doing?
Santi, Food Theory's creative director, who apparently just lives in my closet now. So I'm looking for some healthy ingredients to add for my optimized snack.
Ooh, I can help with that.
What you got?
Well, I'm gonna do this one take.
Hey, well done transporting everything over.
Thank you.
Good job. It was incredible. Actually, you should have seen it. We didn't capture it on camera. He did it all in one hand and a couple on his head.
You know, I actually used to take all my books in school from class to class on my head.
Is this true?
It's true. It's true. I actually...
So obviously at this point, we've already established why the macadamia nuts are here.
Naturally.
But let me guess, for antioxidants, a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of tartness, we got the cranberry?
Exactly. And what a lot of people actually might not know is that antioxidants are fat soluble. So if you don't have enough fat in your diet, your body doesn't have the tool it needs to actually absorb those vitamins.
So basically, I could eat a bunch of antioxidants, a bunch of cranberries, get all in my system, and ultimately it does nothing unless I'm partnering it with the right counter nutrients to help my body actually process those.
Exactly. Your body will just flush it right out.
Oh, and then we're dumping it in, right?
Yeah.
Dumping it in, dumping it out.
Santi, can we adjust your mic? Because right now it's turning into your
Oh.
head and it's starting to rub against it.
Getting lost in his chest hair.
Is that better?
Yeah, should we hold it? Yeah, you're fine.
Woo! Conga! Anyway.
Man, I hope you keep all of these outtakes because they're all golden. Every single one needs to be seen by the public. Also, cranberries, a little bit of flavor, a little bit of tartness, a little bit of sweetness,
Exactly.
which also I'm assuming is why this guy's here, yeah?
Yeah. What we turned to for this was the glycemic index, which essentially just tells you how much something's going to spike your blood sugar and eventually cause a sugar crash later on.
Yeah.
Honey is actually quite high on the glycemic index and has a decent amount of sugar per tablespoon.
Yep.
Whereas maple syrup has less sugar and calories per tablespoon than honey.
All the other things I've been able to recognize so far. Mystery goo, what is this?
So this is macadamia nut butter. And I know we've been talking about the benefits of the macadamia nut. This kind of helps compound that. And again, kind of a liquid form will help all of this come together as a binding agent with the maple syrup. It's a little hard to find, and if you are struggling to find something, you can use peanut butter in a pinch. Works just fine.
Okay, add it in. I was expecting it to be more of a nice pour, but instead we're just gonna sit here and watch it drip awkwardly. So how's your day?
Good. Little Timmy's gonna be coming asking for some more soon, so.
Little Timmy, since when do you have a child?
No, you know, can I have some more?
Are you talking about Oliver Twist?
Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
Please, sir, I'd like some more. Yeah,
Here, little Timmy. Here
yeah,
you go.
that's Oliver Twist.
Also, you have a spatula.
We've got flour, I'm assuming.
So a lot of people can opt for flour, and that's totally fine. But what we wanted to do is wanted to keep it gluten-free.
Gluten-free. Oh, not to be confused with OWO.
Yeah, essentially we wanted to try and find an ingredient that would keep this gluten-free and also find something that is as nutrient-packed as macadamia. Coconut flour seemed like the obvious answer because it actually has something called manganese that macadamia nuts also have in spades.
Manganese is one of those ones that you see pop up on like nutrition facts all the time, like on the sides of products. What does it actually do though?
It's actually not talked enough about because it helps.
Look at us, we're being relatable. We're having a lot of bloopers.
So it helps our body's essential functions, like breaking down the proteins, carbohydrates, and fats that we eat.
Sure.
But it also helps us break down something called choline.
Okay.
And our bodies use that to create a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. You may have heard of that.
Yeah, no, I think I remember that one. That one's from, what does that do? That's learning and memory?
Exactly. And something every theorist needs.
Fire it off those acetylcholines just then. That's fine. I was just a neuroscience major back like a decade ago. Oh my gosh, I'm so old. Oh no. Last but not least, what you got?
So we need a source of choline to help kind of use the flour to its best potential. Oatmeal is a great source of choline.
What type of oatmeal is this?
These are whole oats. So because they're such a good source of that and carbohydrates to, you know, like we mentioned, make this a very balanced snack, feels like the best thing to put in there to also help with the structure.
Great.
That's it. We got all 6 of our ingredients and all there's left to do is stir it up.
Oh my gosh, that's a level of cooking that I'm comfortable with, but Santi decided to do it for me.
I mean, either way, we're gonna be stirring for a little bit until we form a dough. So get in there.
Oh yeah, you can stir it, Matt. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, you have a great stirring technique. Don't worry about it.
Do I? So is this looking about right, Santi? What'd you say?
Yeah. So the good thing about the snack is that it's versatile. So you can just do it to whatever size, whatever shape you want, and then all there is left to do is stick it in the fridge for about a half an hour so that it thickens and hardens. And be ready to eat it.
So, we have been standing here for the better part of 30 minutes, and now it's time to see the fruits of our labor whip out those balls. Look at that. It looks identical to the way it went in. I don't know what I was expecting.
Yeah.
I mean, they are more solid than when they went in. They're certainly colder, so they got that going for them.
Good little crunch.
Yeah, good little flavor, a little sweetness, a little tartness from the cranberry.
And buttery smoothness of the macadamia.
So this is gonna give me energy.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna give me antioxidants.
You bet.
This is gonna give me other positive things in my life.
Healthy fats.
Oh my gosh, all the fat, right?
Oh yeah. And it'll keep you full until your next meal, so you don't actually have to worry about snacking over and over and over again. You can just do it on the go. Look at this. Bye.
But hey, it's actually not a theory. It's it is a literal nutritional fact. A nutritional fact! Thanks for snacking. Big old bite out of this ball. Oh yeah.
But hey, if you want to check out more information on just how nutritious macadamias are for you all on their own, or if you want to find some great recommended brands to look out for on your next trip to the grocery store, check out today's sponsor, Love Macadamia, at www.lovemacadamia.org. And next time you find yourself feeling peckish, don't be ashamed to reach out and munch on some of my balls. Nope, never mind, ignore that. But hey, that's just the theory, a food theory. Bon appetit.